Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. It is Sunday, July 30th, 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new to this podcast, please be sure to like, subscribe, and share. And for those of you coming back and listening every week and commenting, thank you so very much. I appreciate you. I say it every week, but it's really the truth. It really is. Please be sure as well to check out my website at lisahopp.com. And also, when referring clients to me, be sure to tell them that's the place to go to book an appointment, because all appointments are booked online through an online scheduling system, not through me personally. And, well, it's better that way because honestly, you'll get in sooner. I would give myself more breaks. I really would. There was someone that slipped in yesterday and to an earlier date, and I went, well, all right. And so thank you. I'm doing very well. For those of you who listened last week, perhaps in the week before, I'm doing very well in my recovery. I had just one day of a setback. The body spoke, but we're back. We're back on track and doing quite well. This time has taught me, or is trying to teach me, I should say, tremendous patience, growth. You know, the other day, someone just came out and asked people for something. And I thought, well, yeah, maybe I'm just supposed to ask people for something now. Maybe that's part of my growth as well. By the way, for those of you listening, don't worry about that. I would always ask if it was something that I really needed. But I loved the proactivity of it. I loved the person not thinking that they couldn't do that. And this is hard for me because I go through things like people ask me if you need or want anything, and I'll say, no, I'm good. When, inside you're thinking about chocolate or something, or something, much more of a need. So I'm learning through this time of growth that it's all right to say it's okay to want, it's okay to need, it's okay to ask. And that's so very important. And even though it is not necessarily the topic that I was going with today, the topic was actually just validated. When I got very quickly on Facebook before I came on, there is literally a rock that said the word of the topic that popped up on my memories. And I went, wow, okay, universe wants me to speak about that. But I never talk accidentally. So it's very important for all of you listening to understand that the world gives you what you ask for. The universe gives you what you ask for and what you're ready to receive. And nothing more, nothing less. Truly. So ask. Test it. Whatever it may be. I manifest. I just did the other day. I manifested something that I really wanted. So yeah, you can do it that way too, by the way. But it's all right to outwardly ask for it. I actually wanted something and I saw myself having it, and then it arrived. So, you have to practice with that. I've done that before where I maybe don't want to eat somewhere. I want to eat somewhere else, and I get my way, but nobody ever knew what I was doing inside. So test it. Test it with a small cup of coffee, or test it with, some people test it with money. Test it with $1,000. That can be fun when it arrives, by the way. It should be fun when it does, because it shows your power. It shows your manifestation abilities. So test it, do it. Now, I'll tell you that the less detached you are to something, like when we ask for coffee, generally we say, okay, if someone's not going to arrive with it, then maybe I can make it myself or I'll live without it. So we tend to be more detached. So that helps us to get it. So whatever you may ask for, detach from it. Don't have it set up in, I need that. I will not be happy without that. I'm emotionally attached to that. Ask for it and then let it go. Let it go to universe to arrive in its own divine timing. That's very important to keep in mind, okay? So what's the topic today? The topic today is what I have been struggling with. And I've been struggling over the last month with joy and gratitude. And yes, the rock that showed up on my memories today was a rock from a group of students that left it on the front of my office door a few years ago, which said joy. It was painted beautifully. And here's the issue. Joy is necessary. Joy and gratitude and seeing the blessings are necessary to have your ideal life. If you don't have those feelings, you're going to bring into you, well, everything that you're feeling, to be honest. You magnify what you don't want to feel. You magnify what's bothering you. And you don't want to keep receiving what you don't want to receive. So through joy, through gratitude, through seeing the blessings, you get more of that. Even if it just trickles in at first, you get more reasons to feel that. So it's imperative. It truly is. And you can't fake it. I've said this before, and for those of you new, you haven't heard it. But I've heard people say, oh, it's all good, and I'm like, no, I can feel you. You don't feel it's all good. However, yes, it is important when you're in a space of not being able to feel what you want to feel to attract it, like joy, like gratitude. Affirmations are important, I ams. They will help you. If you say them enough, you'll start to feel them. So that's one of the steps you can take. I am blessed. I am grateful. I am successful. I am prosperous. I am wealthy. I am healed. I am healthy. The more you say these affirmations, even if it's just within your head, the more you'll start to feel them to be truthful within your emotions. And then, you got some attraction going on that you want. Another thing is really every morning before you get out of bed, truly, as much as you can, because like this morning I popped up and I didn't do this. Sometimes we don't beat the alarm or something. As much as you can to remember every morning before you even rise, get into a state of gratitude. Perhaps you have a roof over your head. Perhaps you have income. Even if you want to have more income, you have some. Whatever you can milk to feel grateful for, it's very important. I noticed this yesterday in that I felt gratitude more for clients yesterday. Not to say I haven't been. I always do, but it was magnified a bit more yesterday. And then I saw it coming back at me more. Reasons to be grateful. And an increase in prosperity as well. So when you see those results, it makes you, like now I want to even feel more grateful. Yes, because I know it's not about getting something, but when you see the results and it's what you truly want, then you have to stay with it. You have to stay with the program. Also, get to know yourself. Get to know what needs to be healed and what is good. Yesterday, I had to ask myself, why are you not doing your meditations like will work for you? What is holding you back? Why don't you want that? Why don't you want the results of that? Have those HR meetings with yourself. Be kind and loving to yourself. This is important because not only will it lift you into a state of love for yourself. The greater love you feel for yourself, or the greater self-care you give to yourself, the greater others will care and give you self-care. Yesterday I watched a video from it was a video from the YouTube channel of Dr. Joe Dispenza. And it might have been the day before, actually, but it was this week. And the person who she cured herself. She cured herself of a condition. And she cured herself of a condition through doing a meditation. And during the meditation, she felt great love for somebody else. It wasn't a family member, it was a stranger. And she just felt like she wanted them to be healed. She wanted them to be all right. And it was warm, it was fuzzy, it was lava flow. And through her love for another, a stranger, she healed herself. So there's that bonus round too, by the way. Now, we all have days. We all have days where there are days when I'm kind to people, but I'm not necessarily feeling love for myself or even them. I'm just being kind. I'm just smiling. I'm just asking them how they are. Because I know in some way, even if I'm not feeling it to the way that is good, the way that we're really in this world working towards feeling it for each other, I know in some way they're benefiting from my kindness. And that sometimes is enough. It's enough to be kind, even if you wish the world were a better place, or you wish you felt better, or you wish that you didn't have to go out in the heat. It's all right. Just be kind. And then you have so many people, and some of them are you that are not kind about yourselves. And they post it. You might do it too on social media if you're on there. They post about their body and how it's not good enough. They post about maybe they're not as bright as they want to be. No. It's so very hard for me sometimes not to say something, but I don't want to come off like I'm judging, because I'm really not judging. I just don't want them to attract what they really don't want to attract, because if you're making jokes about your body size, you're asking for more of that body size. Now, do you really want that? If you really wanted that, it'd be a different kind of post. It would be a post where I love me, look at my curves, and that's not usually what's happening. Or perhaps, I see this quite a bit too, we're posting about how much we hate our job. Even if there's a risk our boss will see us. Self-employed people, by the way, don't generally do that. They don't generally post about how much they hate their job because they're their boss. I don't do it. I like my boss. But there are people working for people and companies that post about how much they hate going to work on Monday, hate their position, hate their pay, hate their desk, hate their coworkers. And guess what? When you go to work on Monday morning, you're going to get more of that magnified. But this is all a bunch of hoopla or nonsense, right? Hoopla. It can't be real, right? You can't have that much power, right? Because if you knew you had that much power, would you be working at a job you didn't love? No, probably not. And so they feel powerless. And so because they feel powerless, they complain. They have fear. They have hate. And there's others that are so always screaming for love. I'm a rotten person. I'm like this. If you don't like it, keep scrolling. They're just looking for a love. They're just looking for a hug. And energetically, you can send it to them. And that's the same even if you're not on social media. If you're in the everyday world, if you're at the store, if you're walking down the street, exercising, wherever you may meet people, always keep in mind that everyone inevitably wants to be loved. Everybody wants to be accepted. Everybody has a story. Everybody has a past. You don't have to say it to them, because sometimes they're not ready to receive what you're saying. But can you send them energy? Yes. Now I say this to you and I stumble. I've been stumbling because I have one leg. And I keep saying to myself, you please be loving towards that one leg. Because the one leg, by the way, yes, I have that power. My one leg knows I'm not happy with it right now and that I don't like it. And it knows I'm favoring literally the other leg. This leg is just slower to heal, and it's keeping me back. And if it were more aligned with the other leg, I'd be awesome right now. I would so be ahead of the game. But it's teaching me something, this leg. And so I am understanding that the energy I'm putting into this leg is working against me, not for me. And that it is energy. And that I have to send it more loving thoughts and belief and conviction and all those wonderful things. And by doing that, I also, by a win-win, will do things that bring love to myself, that bring healing more to myself. So because of this daunting leg, I have struggled with joy. I have struggled with seeing the blessings. I've struggled, and I'm sensitive, and I've noticed things around me, and my patience has been tested. But I knew, and I've known all along, especially this week, get to the joy. Get to the joy. That's the answer. So get to the joy through affirmations. Get to the joy by visualizing in some way or feeling your ideal life, even if that means making up a vision board of the pictures of where you want to live or where you want to travel or what goal you want to achieve. Do it. Laughter. Balancing. Self-love, self-care practices. Saying no when you want to say no. Saying yes when you want to say yes. Knowing it's all right. It's all right to put yourself first. Meditation, which is also incorporating visualization. Just allowing yourself to float to another place. Listening to good music. I did that last night. Just put my headphones on and listen to some great music. So interesting. Well, to me. Maybe not to you. But I'm into bands that are bands no longer together. I'm into music of the past. And it's just the best writing. Not to say there's anything wrong with the current writing, but it's just speaking to me. And some of the people have moved on to heaven. Some are most are very much here, but they're old enough to be my parents, and that's okay. But I love their music. I love the music of the Association or the Jackson 5 or Jim Croce, John Denver, Glenn Campbell. I'm just throwing them off the top of my head. Females are there too. And so this brings me lightness of being. It brings me into that state of reaching towards joy. How do you know you're in joy? Because you're happy and you don't know why you're happy. And you just feel it. You just feel good. You just feel optimistic. You're positive. You're happy to be alive. You're grateful for everything and everyone. People can say and do things to you and you just want to smile still. They don't get you. They don't get to you. They don't knock you off your pedestal a bit of joy. That's when you know when you're in joy, when things bounce off of you. Joy's worth it. Joy is so good. And also, in a state of joy, your physical body heals because our physical bodies are daunted by our stress, our worries, our hate, our rage. And so it's important to get to that state where your body will start to heal, and it will heal in the first second you get it. Or if you can just stay in joy for just a minute a day, you'll get the results of that. But it's worth it to go towards it the whole day, because it's just a better feeling. And you're in the moment too when you're in joy. I've had it in my past where you're just happy to be alive, and you're in the moment, and you're appreciating all that's around you and all that you're experiencing with everyone. Now, heaven, universe, source has helped me this week to come into the joy, to have understanding. They've given me wisdom about people that made me sad. And I got some wisdom, and I was like, oh yeah, okay. That makes sense. I can feel a little bit better now. And that's the thing. Ask for your helpers. Ask for your angels. Ask for your guides. Ask for your departed loved ones. Even if you don't perceive them, they're going to come. And most likely in some way, sometime, somehow, they will let you know that they are there. So I say to you that feeling the joy, the gratitude, even if you have to do affirmations first of I ams, getting into that place of feeling will impact your thoughts, will impact then your life, because it's energy being put out to the universe. And it's worth it. It is worth it. It's a win-win. It's where heaven wants us to be. And it's all right to ask for help to get there. It really is. And today I will spend my time doing that more and more and really practicing it. Milk it, milk it, milk it. When someone gives you a compliment, milk it. When you give someone a compliment, milk the feeling and the joy of doing that. Pay it forward in life as much as you can. And yes, sometimes it's hard, but don't live there. Keep working at it. And especially love yourself. Love yourself. Because you are loved, and because you are lovable. And put that in your affirmations. I am lovable. I am more than enough. I matter. I am important. You ever seen the movie The Help? It's a good movie. In The Help, the maid is teaching the young toddler about how to love herself. She's telling her, you are important. You do matter. You are loved. And even as she has to leave her and not be her caregiver anymore, she left her with those words. Say them to yourself. If you say them to yourself, others will say them to you or show you in some way. Don't wait for them to do it, because if you do, they very well. Responding to your energy may let you down. Healing happens within first. Healing, change, positive, new beginnings, all happen with you first, not from the outside, but from the inside. Watch what you say. Watch what you post. Watch how you feel. Make sure that that's what you want to be returned to you. And if it's not, grab it and reverse it. And I also want to say that life will show us what brings us joy. And if it's not in your life, see what you can do in a baby step way to change it. Acknowledge it. And sometimes choices and change is hard. Sometimes it means big steps. Be willing to love yourself enough to make big steps, to take big steps, to help yourself. It will always work out, even if it's rocky at first. It'll always work out because you're going to be living your best life and the universe wants you to. It can't bring changes to you. You have to participate. But as soon as you ask for help in your participation of change, it will set up all kinds of help for you. You're not alone. So make sure you understand what joy means for you. And it's just one step at a time. And even just feeling it already done is good. It may not be physically done, those changes, but if it's emotionally, mentally, and spiritually done, help will arrive to make it a physical reality. Joy, gratitude. Do not hate anything or anyone. And yes, it can be hard. It can be in this world, right? But don't, because you don't want it bouncing back to you. You don't. You want joy, blessings, gratitude, love, wealth, health, and you are worthy of all of that. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you connected with this in some way. Be sure to check out my website at lisahop.com. Yes, I am working. I am. I go back into my office to see clients in person end of this week. And I know that it will be good. I know. But for right now, I am working. Appointments are set. There are no current further changes happening. And so please know that. People ask me, are you working? Yes, I'm working. I can sit and do my work. And actually, I think my work is actually better right now because it's just not that it was not good enough in the past, but when you go through something, you tend to I focus more now on the appointment and being ready for it just being in tuned more to what's happening because of my personal events. And so my clients are benefiting from my journey right now when they have an appointment with me. And I love my work more. I love it. I feel it. I feel the flow is great and greater. So please know that. Working. And if you are on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and share. And I'm also on Instagram. So a business page, Facebook. Many times people will friend me on my personal Facebook page, but I do not post there about my work. So please find me in my business page because that's where the events are posted, updates, all of that. So thank you again. I hope you have a wonderful, blessed Sunday and a great week. And I'll talk to you next time.